Good morning and welcome to our English lesson today. In our English lesson today, we are going to redo question tags. And why are we going to go through question tags again? So most learners are in a position to give a question tag, to a statement. But I realize that most learners cannot give question tags to statements that do not have helping verbs. Okay, for example, we are going to try and do helping verbs, and then in here when we're talking about helping verbs, a positive statement takes a negative question tag, and the negative statement takes a positive question tag. So if we say a negative statement takes a positive question tag and a positive statement takes a negative question tag, a negative question tag is simply a tag with not in it. But you realize that when a statement does not have a helping verb, most learners cannot come up with the correct helping verb, with the correct question tags. So we are going to view question tags, but under one, statements without helping verb. Statements without helping verbs. Now, if for you to have a question tag, the helping verb in the statement must correspond with the helping verb in the question tag. This is what I mean if I say they must correspond. She is a good girl. She is a good girl. Now, the helping verb in your sentence is. Can have simple helping verbs, or we can also use modal auxiliary verbs. So she is a good girl. The helping verb in your statement must correspond with the question tag. So we are going to say isn't she as our question tag. Isn't she as our question tag? Why? Is the helping verb. It must correspond with what? It must correspond with the helping verb, which is, and then because this statement is positive, it takes a negative question tag. Why am I saying this statement is positive? Because my statement does not have not. My statement does not have not. Okay, so my statement does not have not, or maybe the other words like few, little, you can have hardly, you can have never, you can also have none, you can have barely. So if they appear in a sentence, you can have seldom. If they appear in a sentence, the sentence said to be negative. So if the statement is said to be negative, it takes a positive question. If the statement is negative, it takes a positive question tag. And I'm saying this sentence is positive because the sentence does not have few, does not have little, does not have hardly, does not have never, does not have none, does not have what? Barely, and does not have no, or no, does not have no or not. And why am I putting stars under where we have few, where we have little, where we have never, and where we have none? Because most learners only know statements are negative when they have not or no in them. And most a given large number can also tell the sentence is negative if you have hardly, you have barely, you have seldom. But most learners, they will find few in a sentence. For example, few in a sentence, and then they assume the sentence is positive. Few is a quantifier. It denotes negativity. So if you have few in your sentence and little for uncountable, few for countable in your statement, that statement is negative. So it should take a positive question tag. But in this scenario, I'm saying my statement is positive. Why is my statement positive? Because it does not have any of this. Since it does not have any of this, it is going to take a negative question tag. But if, for example, I'm going to say she is not a good girl, my statement becomes negative. So if my statement is negative, it is going to take what? Is she? So my question tag is going to be what? It's going to be is she. Why? My helping verb corresponds with the question tag. If we say corresponds, this is what I mean. You cannot have she is not a good girl, and then your question tag is going to say was she. For example, you have she's not a good girl, and then your question tag is was she. That is wrong. Why? Because the helping verb in your statement does not correspond with the helping verb in the question tag, with the helping verb in the question tag. Now, enough about that. We are here today to talk about, I know most of you are in a position to come up with question tags, but when it comes to statements with no helping verbs, that's where we have chaos. So statements with no helping verbs take the correct form of do or da or does. Take the correct form of do or what? Or does. Now, if we say the correct form of do or does, this is what I mean. The present tense, we have the present tense, and we also have the past tense. And remember, we also have the present simple tense, habijo. Now, you have the present tense, which is going to take do, or da, or does. And then the past tense, which is going to take di, the past tense, which is going to take did. Now, for you to come up with the correct question tag to a statement that you've been given, a statement that does not have a helping verb, what you are going to do is, you look at the verb in the statement. You look at the verb in the statement that you've been given. For you to come up with the correct question tag, you must be in a position to identify the verb in the sentence. Once you've identified the verb, you are going to come up with, you are going to identify, is that verb the present tense? Is that verb the past tense? Now, if the verb is the present tense, you use do. If the verb is the past tense, you use did. If the verb is the present simple tense, abijo, it is going to take da, it is going to take das. Now, this is what I mean. Then I say, for example, she eats ugali. She eats ugali. An S for an A, an S for an S. Now you come and identify the verb in your sentence. My verb in the sentence is it. Verbs are simply action words, are doing what. A verb is a doing what. Or you can say action words. Whatever the person is doing in a sentence, or whatever is being performed by the subject, Now you have she eats ugali. She eats what? Ugali. Then you're supposed to give a question tag. I come and look at my sentence. Once I look at, you read your sentence. She eats ugali. Now, what is the subject performing? Eats, which becomes the action, Now, once you identify the action in your sentence, you look at the sentence. We've done verb, we've talked about verbs, and we've talked about tenses. Now you are going to identify the verb in your sentence is eats. The verb in your sentence is what? Eats. Where does eats lie? Eats lie under what? Present simple tense for habijo actions. Now an S for an S, it is simple as that. So she eats ugali. The question tag is going to be what? Once you identify the verb in the sentence, you also look at the sentence. Is your sentence negative or positive? Positive. If your sentence is positive, you give it a negative question tag, If your sentence is negative, you give it a positive question tag, For example, in this scenario, my sentence is positive. So I'm going to give it a negative question tag, depending on the verb that I have been given in the sentence. So for example, have she eats ugali. The question tag should be negative. We are going to say doesn't she? Doesn't what? Doesn't she? The question tag is going to be what? Doesn't she? Does not she? Because it is what? She. Now, you realize that you only have a plural verb with the following pronouns. She, when you have he, when you have he, when you have it. These ones take what? They take an A, they take an S. Like they use a plural helping verb. No, they use a plural verb. If it's a plural verb, it's a verb with an A, with an S. But if you have they, and then you have we, you have you, and then you have I, which is although singular, they do not take an A, they do not take an S. They do not what? Take an S. For example, I'm going to say, I eat, For example, I'm going to say I eat ugali. But if it is she or he or it, takes an A, takes an S. What I mean is that takes a plural verb. You can say she eats, you can say she dances, you can say he sings, you can say it barks. But you only say they eat, you can say we dance, you say you sing, you can say I dance. they do not take an S. So you say, I eat ugali, and then I eat ugali. So eat, which is the verb in the action in my sentence. I have eat, which is the action in my sentence. Now that I have it, which is the action in my sentence, I identify, is my sentence negative or positive? Positive. My statement is positive? Positive. Yeah. Which verb is my verb? Which verb does in which verb does my action in which tense does my action it lies in the present tense. And then you also identify that the sentence has I, which means you give it up. If it is the present tense, I eat ugali, then it is positive. You say you don't the sentence is going to be don't I eat ugali, don't I. I'm using don't because my statement is positive. No, my statement is in the present tense, and here I use doesn't because it is also in the present tense, but by use of she, first third person female singular. Now if the action in your sentence is the past tense, then you are going to use what? You are going to use did. You are going to use the did. For example, we can say she ate. You can say she ate ugali. She ate what? She ate ugali, which is the past tense. So if it is the past tense, you also use what? Past tense for past tense. Past tense for past tense. The present tense for present tense. She ate ugali. The question tag is going to be didn't she. It's going to be what? Didn't she. Why? Because the my verb is in the past tense. Past tense it should correspond with past tenses. For if the action in the statement, or if the verb in the statement is in the past tense, it takes did. If the verb in the statement is singular, is the present tense, it takes do or da. Depends. Now you say she ate ugali. For example, you can say they danced in class. For example, we have they danced in class. A question tag is going to be didn't they. A question tag is going to be what? Didn't they. Why? Because it is they danced. It's the past tense. If I have a past tense, I'm going to go in for a past tense. What I mean is the present tense corresponds to the present tense, which is do or da or does. The past tense corresponds with the past tense, which is did. The only thing that is going to save you to come up with the correct question tag is if one, you are going to it is simple. You simply read the statement. Once you've read the statement, you are going to identify the verb in the statement. Once you identify the verb in the statement, you are going to ask yourself, is the verb in the present tense or is the verb in the past tense? If the verb is in the present tense, you use it do or does. It depends. If you, for example, have been given a noun, can that noun be replaced with he, she, he, or it? Or can that noun be replaced with they, we, you, or I? Then once you've been given that, this is what I mean if I say the noun can be replaced with. For example, pupils ate ugali. Pupils, for example, here we have, for example, let's have pupils. Pupils ate ugali. Pupils is plural. Pupils can be replaced with what? They. They is plural third person, that person. So pupils ate ugali. Didn't they? Pupils ate ugali. Didn't they? Are you getting that? So you have didn't they. And then, for example, let's say here, Abdi danced in class. Abdi danced in class. Instead of having Abdi, so we can replace Abdi with he. Abdi is a boy. He, third person singular male. He danced in class. We say, didn't he? You should just be in a position to know that which pronoun is going to, which personal pronoun is going to replace the noun that you've been given. I hope I'm clear. So, if it comes to statements with no helping verbs, statements with what? With no helping verbs, you should be in a position to do what? You should be in a position to you would simply identify the verb, the tense, then you give it a question tag. Have a good day.